welcome, Magic Guy. Glad to have you as well. So this, I just realized, because I never really listened to this. Is the lyric Hobbit a Hobbit? Are the Persona devs just a big fan of like Middle Earth? But no, hopefully everyone had a good weekend. I spent this weekend existing. Basically, that's all I did. Daily reminder that Courage the Cowardly Dog predicted COVID-19. I can see that happening. Oh, they have to push the paw a little bit forward. Maybe increase the size of it too. Well, come on, Tauntaun. How you doing? How you holding up? Hopefully you had a good weekend. Tauntaun, I'm going to see you at AC. Or, because I know a lot of people are like, understandably, no good. How's you? I'm doing all right. A bit of a busy weekend, but I managed to survive it, so. Zero fans are getting unhinged, by the way. That implies they were ever not unhinged. Like, they were ever on the hinge. Okay. I don't know what layer this is on, so I should probably merge this with the layer below. No, sadly, I didn't find a way to do AC this year. Wish I could. That's understandable. It definitely sounds like this year, there's a lot of people who, you know, with the economy being notably unstable, it definitely seems like this is the year that a lot of people are taking a bit of a break from the AC. Worst DMs, check DMs for the worst microtransaction I've seen in my life. I explained this price, it hurts so much. Hey, Starky, 1 through 20? 20. I'm assuming this is a Smite thing. I didn't realize you were so deep in the Smite sphere, Zeph. No pet, dang it. No pets for Burb. I'm assuming this is like a sticker. Name flares change how your player is displayed everywhere except for basically the items are just name colors for just your in-game username. It costs $50 and you get absolutely zero changes. The $50 pack is $7. Yeah, that's absurd. That is I mean, like, that is advanced, like, you know, microtransactions. Remember when you could buy a game and then you just owned the game, and then all of the, like, the fun little things that, like, nowadays are sold as microtransactions were just part and parcel of the gameplay that you purchased? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, Smite killed himself and is clawing it for any money they can get right now. To be fair, I feel like that's like every live service model now, like every live service model game nowadays. I'm trying to look at one that hasn't kind of squandered its entire reputation. And, like, you know, nothing's really coming to mind. Smite 2 is my least favorite game of all time. So the hatred you feel for Fire Emblem Engage is not 1/50th. You don't even understand the level of hatred I feel. It's not a competition, also. Okay, pause. Welcome on, Slip Pan. Glad you're Sweet Bean. I do notice this this one right here. There we go. Well, they had a small but successful game, but to update it with Smite 2 and change their whole models of how the game worked and how it was monetized, also firing all the devs and the community measures the players liked. Hi, Bringer Board. Welcome on, Ashel. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. By any chance, did the studio behind Smite 1 get bought up by private equity? Because if so, like, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised to find out that this is one of those private equity moments. No, high-res is just scummy. Oh, it's high-res? Never fucking mind. No, okay, yeah, no. They're just not great at the whole being a game dev thing. They just die because they waste all their money on shit trends, following cash grabs that wasted money. It really is a shame, like how the video game industry has kind of like cannibalized itself. It's not surprising necessarily, but it is a shame. Well, you didn't like the game no one played, the Smash Bros. Clone no one played, and the 12 other Smite spin-offs that died faster than Concord? To be fair, I don't know shit about like what they actually did. Which is like probably a more damning sign than anything. It's like I don't necessarily know that I could name a single game that Hi-Rez did outside of Smite. Welcome on, Dr. Hawk. Let me sweet bean. How you holding up? Paladins and... Oh, yeah, that's right. Paladins. Okay, so I was aware of Paladins, but that's... Hi, how you doing, though? 8 more days. 8 more days until AC. It rapidly approaches. Doing good, and you? Had a long day of college today? I'm holding up all right. Relatively easy day today. At work. So I'm currently now just, like... trying to use all that brain power that I didn't have to spend to make Ert. There we go. How do you draw feet paws? It's been like it's been a good amount of money to make a gacha game, and it basically existed for 1 week. That sounds about right. Which is wild, because like if you have character designs already, the gacha game is the heart. Like that's the hard part of the gacha game. How the fuck do you fuck it up? Like how did they mess that up? They made a raw human, for example, in the game, I think. They redesigned all the characters. What the fuck? I actually like can't think of like what's the fucking point? Actually, like straight up just pure mismanagement at that point. Skins that turn non-humans into humans are my most hated skin type in all of gaming. They figured they could sell the skins probably as extras. That's not... This paw looks like ass. It's just certified butt cheeks. I just have to make it face towards the camera more, I think.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
What's up, Crisp?
When every game wants to sell $80 skins or something, it gets normalized, aka I cannot conceptualize free cosmetics as a thing and it's all just white noise to me.
I mean, if you join Rivals of Aether right now, there's free cosmetics. They also have like just here's the thing: play the smaller games, like the ones that actually want to attract like and maintain a consistent player base. Rivals of Either actually has a ton of like free skin and content to enjoy. Also, it's like one of the best designed like platform fighters ever created. So like, you know, if that's your speed. Also, it's got like more casual support now. So if you're not necessarily in the mood to be like in a hyper competitive environment, you know, you got that going for you. And the casual stuff is genuinely like a lot of fun. Okay. Is Rivals of Either... No, Rivals of Either 1 people still play. Talk about normalizing inflation. I'm scared Grand Theft Auto 6 releasing like $100 and setting a bad precedent. I could definitely see that happening, unfortunately. Rivals of Either 1 has workshop support, so... Oh yeah, no, Rivals of Either 1 is eternal. You can play as fucking Ronald McDonald. Like you can play as Ronald McDonald. You can play as the main character of Toho. That's a Rivals character, and it's actually a lot of fun to play. She's kind of got the sick movement. You see that the Steam machine is over $1,050 and has worse specs than a base PS5, and you don't even get a controller. That doesn't really surprise me. To be fair, the PlayStations have always been a loss leader. Like literally, I remember there being a moment where the U.S. government purchased a bunch of PlayStation, I want to say 3s, because it was cheaper to buy PlayStation 3s en masse and use them for computing than it was to get all of the individual CPUs and GPUs. Things artificial slop. Yeah. It very much is almost certainly like a case of like, you know, the demand. I say demand in huge air quotes because it's all artificial, is like arbitrarily you know, bumping up the price. Honestly, I can see Valve getting the RAM game, their RAM game to make their new console cheaper. You have to. The thing is, Valve is actually like hated by corporations. There's a reason Valve is like constantly like battling lawsuits against corporations. It's because they're like one of the few remaining companies that aren't like part of the like basically like, you know. I have to like somewhat watch my words. It is not unreasonable. The pattern of behavior I'm seeing from corporations indicates that there is an amount of price anchoring or other, you know, anti-consumer practices. And Valve is one of the few companies that is not engaging with that, and it pisses other companies off. Changes are places that had contract with Valve broke the deal to sell to others, which made things worse too. Oh, absolutely. Because it's almost certainly going to be like, with how massively overinflated the RAM prices are, it's almost certainly going to be like, it would almost certainly be worth more to pay the, like, you know, pay the failed to deliver side of things, and then to sell it to someone else who's going to pay, you know, an unreasonable amount of price and then never actually like ship it. If I do something like this, wasn't the yacht used for aquatic research? Valve does their own secret third thing. How else do you think yacht gave us a yacht collector that bought a whole ass yacht company? Because Steam makes a fuck ton of money. what Steam lacks in like price gouging, it more than it makes up for in terms of just sheer sales numbers. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Steam as a company sold like tens or 100 times more things in terms of like sheer stock sales, like things that they're selling out of, like, you know, out of their quote unquote stock. Steam also has TF2 and CS:GO gambling money. Steam doesn't really make a cut of that. At least not anymore, because they've actively tried to you know, make that harder for the people that are trying to set it up. Came into the good stuff I see. Yeah, we're drawing some pops. This is for Fox Thief Bran, and I'm currently trying to make sure I do justice to the pobs, because Bran is a big pob enjoyer. Themselves, not the third-party sites. I was pretty sure Valve doesn't want for Bran. Let's go. But yeah, Bran's very, very sweet. This is a piece that I'm doing because so this is Dr. Wolfwalker, this is Fox Thief Bran, and then myself, and the three of us started art at about the same time. I'm skipping this song. I'm over it. The three of us started art about the same time, about 2.5 years ago. So you know, I wanted to do something to kind of celebrate, because I'm like, these are two people I very much view as my peers, even if I do in a lot of ways look at their art and wish that like I had a lot of their skills. It's like, you know, it's the idea of like, oh, comparison's the thief of joy, but also like it is genuinely like really cool to see, you know, you do the basic shape, then break them down into toes. I gotta make this claw longer. Gotta make sure the claws are all you know, relatively consistent. They also get like 30% of the items brought and sold through the Steam marketplace from TF2 and CS:GO cases they sell. Like I said, I think that's not, I can't imagine that is a significant portion of Steam's income. And like the fact that they are actively like putting in like, you know, they're actively putting in trade restrictions to make it harder for like, you know, gambling sites to use it as like a form of legal gambling for kids, I think is a sign that Valve doesn't want that money, because it almost certainly would come with more lawsuits. Whereas we either might have the free skins, but my ability to even think about that is about equal to Starky's ability to praise capitalism. What, your ability to think about platform fighters? You don't want the movement?
Testing for the voice specifically because chaos may ensue.
Oh, good. Concerning, you know, preemptory message. But yeah, I use I think I use the Welsh voice for Bikubot. My ability to think about any sort of aesthetic skin thing. Drake Chaos cannot ensue, but I will do this. Steam is an accidental monopoly. It's one of those things. Oh, think of the pets. Ow, ow, ow. Steam is not a monopoly. Steam is okay. There are other options on the market. The issue is all the other options suck shit. But that's not Steam's fault. You know, I feel like of all of the things there would be like, oh, you know, you know, it's like, oh, it'd be like saying, it's like, yo, why is Steam a monopoly? Well, you know, it's like, look at this ice cream company. They're the only ice cream company people buy from. The rest of the ice cream companies mix like straight up human feces into their ice cream. But like, you know, that's still, look, they have a monopoly. It's like that's the argument that companies try to make when they sue Steam for monopolistic behavior. It's like, it's not a monopoly. You guys just need to stop being hot dog shit. Hence accidental. Oh yeah, accidental monopoly, I believe. Steam's not actively shutting them down. They're doing it to themselves. Oh yeah. The like, wasn't there like a post-mortem on the like like Amazon Luna gaming service, and it's so fucking bitter to read the press release on that. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Because the announcement of it's so fucking like actually like it the best way to describe it's like entitled. It's like they're entitled to Luna, you know, like they're entitled to their thing working because they put like a fuck ton of money into it. Remember that game that Discord tried to be a game selling? Remember that year? Oh, that's right. I need to also probably like recreate my Discord server on Telegram because Discord's about to shit itself and die. Oh, hey, they were actually Amazon Luna purchased games will be unplayable after June 2026. Welcome on a body hand. I'm glad you're sweeping. Oh, thank you for shouting out Marms, by the way. That completely slipped my mind. Go give Marms a follow. Marms is spectacular beaver. I'm like looking real quick because they do have a it was something to the effect of like is like we did so much market research, but like the one thing we didn't account for is that players already had like that consumers already had exactly what they wanted, and that like we were offering something they didn't want at all. And like but like making it very clear that they were blaming the consumers. I'm calling out Cronus for slipping under the streamer radar. It was just like there's a stoat that is similar to Discord. Oh yeah, I think I've heard about Stoat. That might be a worthwhile option to look into more. I'm not super enthused with how this arm muscle is looking.
Rats, we're rats, we're the rats.
Dear Big Corper, just make your goddamn shit user friendly, like it's not fucking rocket science.
You think it would just be like that easy? Hold up, I think I might have figured it out. Because I think the idea is we want this. Because it's pushing backwards. I hope I'm not making the tatas too big. I know that's not like a sentence I've ever needed to say before.
Rats, we're rats, we're
What's up, Chris?
the rats.
Decided to watch a game theory video and it was the worst thing I've watched in a while. 23 of the 25 minutes of the theory video was sponsor and recap of what happened in the last episode of Tadk, like it's not free and easy to watch. The 2 minutes of actual non-filler content was just baseless speculation from misinterpreting the fuck out of one scene and an out of context quotes from someone at Glitch.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Welcome on Tigerfire. Glad to be sweeping. You show for Tigerfire. If memory serves, it was bought up by private equity, so it only makes sense that it would get more shit as time goes on. Something kind of like more like this. Because like this shoulder looks a little weird here. Because I'm like trying to like make it so that way it's still like you know, noticeable, but without. That's not bad actually. There we go. I will say if there's one thing that like, because like I did show, because Bran and Wolfwalker have both seen it now. I think the comment Bran said was that I'm way more adventurous with my poses, and I definitely take that as a huge compliment. Monopoly is the name of my polycule, so no. How have you been? I'm doing all right. I think I've just been like, there's been an amount of like burnout I've been feeling. And I'm like trying my best to kind of push through that. I think going to AC will help a lot with that, but also it's you know, I think it's in part because look at the fucking this art piece has been carving away at my soul, which is, you know, it's whose fault is that? That's my fault, but also as I'm looking at this, I'm like, he's got, look at these tiny little fucking legs. His legs are too tiny. Hope you have a nice time at AC. Oh yeah, no, I'm planning on I'm planning on letting this AC be a little bit more relaxed. Have fun at AC. I definitely hope you know, I'm hoping it's gonna be like a, you know, I definitely want to like still interact with people, but also I think you know, allowing myself some downtime as opposed to my perpetual, you know, dog chasing the car until it passes out and crashes into the ground, like that's probably, you know. I presume then that you won't be going to AC then? Not that you know. It definitely seems like this year is going to be like probably low. I imagine it'll probably be the same turnout, but definitely a lot of people I know who usually are in that group are like, you know, they're like, you know, I can't go because of financial concerns. So you pronounce Monopoly as Monopoly? That's not about the game theory. Since they were brought out by private equity, they made absolutely zero wild reach theories like Nessa Sands or anything fun to hate watch. It's been bland garbage. I mean, I've already said my piece about how I think game theory is to some degree like one of the four horsemen of the media literacy apocalypse. That, like, you know, the idea of like every single thing that you watch needs to be needs to have like some like secret overarching story, and how like I think it's contributed to like what is in my opinion one of the worst cases of adversarial storytelling, because like the modern FNAF lore is pretty clearly just like there is no storytelling happening. It literally is just a case of like the developer is just making shit up as it goes along, specifically to disprove the theories that people have. CinemaSins, Game Theory, Mr. Beast, and who's the fourth? Nostalgia Critic. Watch Mojo. I think. Yeah, I feel like you know, what I feel like what's it called? No, the fucking Nostalgia Critic and Mr. Beast are kind of like in the same category in my mind for that. There's some weird stuff going on with this song. I'm kind of here for it. It's pulling some really out of key chords. Which to some degree I'm like, you know, because it's been interesting seeing the digital, like the amazing digital circus fall out, where like a lot of people are upset that a lot of stuff didn't get explained, because it's not like the point of the show isn't the world building. The point of the show is the characters. And that's kind of always been the point of the show, but like, you know, because people are like, oh, everything has to like fit neatly into a bundle, they kind of miss the forest for the trees, you know? I feel like game theory is very much like, you know, the at fault for that particular, like, so if I needed different spoilers. By the way, I don't plan on talking any spoilers. It's more just like there's a lot of like community questions that end up being kind of left open-ended or unanswered. Well, come on, Zephyr, what have you, sweet bean? Can we show Zephyr? You have emotes. You stream. Can we show for Zephyr if one of my mods is available? My digital circus buddy got the pre-19 COVID. I mean, a coronavirus was a thing that existed. You know, before 2019. No, I don't. What is this then? I stream on PS5 for now, so no redeems or anything like that. I swear I'm good at games. Points at you. Streamer! Okay. Okay, how am I gonna do this? This pose is demonic. Can we talk about what the fuck is wrong with me, where I insist on exclusively choosing to do the most complicated pose at every opportunity? Story, I've been told to increase protein by my personal trainer. Is it a good idea to do that with tuna stuffed cookies? Yes. Do it. Make the cookies. Eat them. Eat your cookies. Eat your tuna stuffed cookies. Welcome on, Cape Cool. Gotta have you, sweet bean. Did Duvia struggle? Welcome on, Aether Wolfham. Glad to have you. Can we chef for Aether Wolfham? How you holding up? Alright. The thing is, like, I never want to fall into the trap of like doing the same thing a whole bunch, because I know that like I don't want to like become complacent and like let my art stagnate. Like I think that's like my biggest thing, where I'm like, I don't want this to happen. Apparently the theorist channels are trying to unionize last month and it didn't go well. I'll do like a cleanup pass. I'll do a cleanup pass. I need to start fucking working on blocking out myself first. How am I going to do this? Okay. Me to myself. Start with the absolute most basic shapes you can. Telling me to shout someone, I was like telling a starving wolf where a treat is. This is my crash out. This is me when I crash out. We have now hit the backup queue, which means it's time for my personal music queue. Also, it's wild to think that fucking Deltarune Part 5 is coming out in 2 days. We all deserve a crash out from time to time as a treat. Yeah, from time to time, and definitely not like, you know, 24/7, 365. Actually, it'd be 24/7, 52, because it's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, start with the absolute most basic shapes we can. Actually, that might be better done on this layer. (24/364). I forced myself to have a good day on my birthday and no one can stop me. Supposedly I have no idea what's going on in Deltarune. Like you aren't playing it, or like you are playing it and you have no idea what's going on? First one? That's fair. It is a good game series. I also do not, you know, if you're waiting until all of it's done, I understand that, and I think it's honestly kind of a wise move. I'm not a Deltaruner, but I'm happy everyone's excited. I need to play the third and the fourth, but I kind of want to wait as well. At this point, I'm like, you know, I recognize that I am accursed and that I will be, you know, partaking of the fruit while it happens. I don't think I'll be playing it Thursday, because Thursday actually I've got a collab this Friday. I think Deltarune would be a much worse product if you wait for them all, as I tried to play the chapters one after another and it didn't flow as well. Okay. Deltarune is one of those games you use. You use the games in more category on Twitch because the people who watch Deltarune can't behave. I've actually gotten relatively lucky because we streamed parts 3 and 4, and like people came in and were relatively chill. That even said, after watching both Merle and Lunar play Deltarune on stream for the first time, yeah, the community has very much earned its reputation as being full of kind of assholes. Welcome on, Mooney. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I think I honestly like. I need to just, I think, concede the fact that I'm not going to be able to edit the video myself, and I need to find a video editor to edit together for me. But like, I think if I ever did do a second video essay, I think it would probably be in regards to like the joy of playing a game without spoilers, the joy of sucking at video games, because I feel like a lot of with the advent of the internet, it's now like impossible to like really enjoy a video game as like a truly mysterious experience, because there's always that lingering knowledge that at any point, if you get stuck on anything, you can just like, oh, well, I guess it's time for me to pull out, you know, the game, you know, game facts. Isn't it PC only? I can't even play right now. Oh, it's on Switch. I didn't realize it was on the PS5, but that's actually really cool as well. This is exactly what I was hoping for. This sheer energy of like, this is the most dejected fucking like my life my life is a fuck pose I think I've ever worked on. It's really, really good already. Shouldn't they peaked with Deltarune designs with chapter 2 and they add the swatchlings? Zeph, are you really gonna disrespect your boy like that? You're really gonna fucking sit there and disrespect Tenna? This needs number 2 behind the swatchlings. I mean, to be fair, I can't really disagree. You know, buff birds in business suits is a hot look. Well, come on, Crash Hall. Thank you for stopping by. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. stretch reminder. And the hydrate. This is one of the things where I think I'm going to do a rough sketch now, and then I'm going to come back to later. And, like, if I ever want to do just, like, practice, like lighting, rating, and rendering and shading, I'll probably come back to this piece later. I think the hydrate as well. Welcome on in, sir. I'll go to you, Sweet Bean. Because, after all of this effort, I absolutely do not want to line, shade, and render this motherfucker right now. And I imagine you'll understand. Gonna be lurking because D&D 20 minutes. Understandable. Thank you for stopping by, though. Hopefully D&D goes far for you. Okay. So some amount of the pecs are going to be visible. Okay, that's that. This is the top of the pectorals. But I think it's probably gonna end up being like, you know, this is like the top of the pectorals. You're not gonna end up seeing this pec, but like, you know. I did miss last session, and apparently it was our craziest session so far. That definitely, you know, it's always the ones you miss where like shit hits the hardest. I think I need to make the Gazongas even bigger. Hold up. Wait, are we even gonna see the Bonkanaga Hoogs because of the lab coat? I need to stop drawing things that aren't gonna be seen. My sketches have gotten fucking very schnasty. In terms of like how well they, you know, how easy it is to interpret them nowadays. It's not a good thing. It is an acknowledgement of the nature of things, I think. Wish my DM goes on break from school soon because I want to do more with my Artifice Kobold character. We had plans for you know, I was supposed to play Pathfinder this weekend, but our DM ended up getting like straight up ill because of a heat wave that's hitting Germany right now. So yeah, we didn't get to play Pathfinder, which is fine. I'm just glad that he was okay. Like that's the thing. It's like you know, Pathfinder can wait. Wake up. Morning set in motion for me. Clear cut. Put on the emotion. Guaranteed. And when they drag me by my feet, pick me up and march me to the beat. Make me complete. I am miles above the street. Staring as I pass me by my self-deceit. And I breathe. Nothing but a shadow. It seems caught up in routine. Can they see the person beneath? The days go by so uniformly, tightly controlled and determined for me, yeah. This is fucking incomprehensible. Here, let me see if I can do something to, like, you know, to help make this shit even remotely understandable. I can live my little Kobo boys, like, all wonder and whimsy in life. Get fucked. No, not your kobold, but that's the lyrics of the song. And when they rip you out my chest, won't... I'm in the wrong key. Specifically for my voice. This... I think it would be a little bit, you know, a little bit more broader on this side, but... All right. We're cooking. I feel like art is like the perpetual, like, it's like the perpetual alternation between we're cooking versus we're cooked. And I feel like somewhere along the way, like, something has clicked, and I'm now, like, making more artistic progress, which I'm happy about. But I do worry that, like, you know, because it means that eventually there will come a time where, like, it doesn't click again, and I'll be fucking sobbing. Pissing and shitting and farting and coming. I can't remember where I heard that audio stem, but it is really funny. I want to say it's something to do with, like, Ford Fusion Husky, who is a very, very, he's very, like, you know, he's kind of like me, where he's, like, in a lot of places on Furry Twitch. Like, the kobold's name is Gold, despite being, like, 25, whose name is Gold despite being 25 is childlike, and basically that many people would call him man-child, but still mistaken as a child. Masquerading, I'm more than just a fantasy. Is that the day that I emulate? Oh, to play pretend until the ending calls. Is that human after all? Also made Golden not know his own age, by the way. Oh, I'm sure that's led to many a funny moment. Every night as the stars align, my weary parts, my rusty heart recalls to minds of your hands in mine the words I often heard said. If God demands it, then we can't help it. A cycle born through pain and scorn. Reaper, sir, don't you take me yet while these thoughts fill my head. I was about to run our first set of 3-minute ads. We realized that we got to turn off pre-rolls. Pre-rolls people have to deal with the ads as soon as I join the stream. Feel free to go grab a snack or some hydration. We'll be here when you come back. It's wild that it's been an hour already. When the fuck did that happen? I definitely got sucked in the art vortex where I lost track of time, which I think is a good sign. Okay. Rating. It's something more than anything. The wall. Is it human to be waiting? Love me. How do you feel about folks discovering ranch for the? Oh yeah, apparently the TSA had to request people stop trying to bring ranch through because of all of the Europeans who were bringing ranch home. It's ranch is not that good. I promise you. We're not keeping you like a secret from our European allies. It's fine. It can be good. It's not the end all be all though. Yeah, won't you say that you love me? The song's a banger. I do have a DM for you though. You swear you're gonna love me, little honey. Hold on, I gotta hide Wolf. Man, you don't even gotta say no. So I'm not like looking. I don't necessarily super love where the knees placement is at. I'm realizing now I've made the legs too big. I do have a DM for you though. Hold up a moment. Let me check real quick. Well, because you tend to be willing to take an eye break at this time, not going to distract streamer in the zone. No, I think now is a good time for a quick eye refresh. What the fuck? Okay, let me pause the music real quick. I swear to God I recognize this person and I don't know where from. He's a famous TikToker. So requested. Oh my god. That's so fucking... I love the lacrimosa in the background. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. That is actually so wild. This man this man experienced culture shock so intense he wrote a fucking dissertation on it. Yeah, no, these legs are too big. This is giving the fucking the long-legged, what do they call the hairbrush things from Expedition 33. Destroyed by common courtesy. Irony put to sleep, so sad the scene, it's her army. But no, that doesn't really surprise me. It is incredibly funny though. That is incredibly funny to read. To like have it be broken down like at that level where he's like, no, I the salsa wells of this country ride deep. Stunned, did you know her? Her dreams, her aspirations. One simple sentence, address the rest, and tell me how you knew her. Embellish your relation. Pain that you feign for a stranger cause you wanna see me gone. But no, like I have to imagine that there's got to be some serious culture shock because like Japan as a country is like they you know it has significantly less arable land than we have here in the States. So like, you know, food is a lot more precious and they treat it with the utmost respect. So coming from Japan to America and then immediately being fucking like, hey, yeah, here's your chips, and then immediately just like, the fuck is this? You just give me chips? What is this? Is this a trap? Olive Garden would detonate that man's skull. Visiting the land of milk and honey. Basically, welcome on in Golden Pill. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. To be fair, nowadays Olive Garden's fucking expensive as shit, so. It is, yeah. I think that's like the sad thing about it. It's like, because it's not bad. It's like, it's okay Italian food. But it's also like 3 times the price it's supposed to be. Like, that's the problem with Olive Garden nowadays. Like cut the price of the Olive Garden meal in a third, and you're about the like, you know, at that point I'd be like, yeah, let's go to Olive Garden. But how you doing, Golden? Hope you're holding up well. I'm currently deep in the art mines. The foul boy's guilty as tried, a life for mine. You teach a man to chip, but give a man a basket. Doing all right? Glad to hear it. I'm currently deep in the well of trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with art. Mostly because I'm continuing my bad habit of challenging myself to the most absurd like poses I can think of. Because I can never just do shit easily. It's like illegal here. We'll figure out the goggles when we refine the sketch. I think I need to figure out the rough blocking more than anything. He would never be the same. I mean, it is kind of a wild thing that we take for granted. That like you can just go to a Mexican place and they'll just bring you chips and salsa. There we go. That looks a little bit better. It's just like opening the leg out a little bit. Tananina tai. Will this guy survive the Costco food court? Almost certainly not. Welcome on in, Scott. Gotta be sweepy. How dare you take my shirt? But welcome on in. How you doing? I'm currently in the process of drawing Distraught Bird. You don't need it anyway. I would like that. I paid for the shirt. I would like my shirt. You keep taking my shirt. Like a shade of green, prosaic practice of depravity, suspending innocence when I'm a disbelief. Petty picture onto everything, and make a mark upon the world just unlike anything. Our shirt, Starky. So you don't lie, you just flew down and stole it from a backyard. Okay, well, yes, but like that was expensive for someone else. I hope it's something that you won't forget. Oh god, that's the wrong layer. There we go. The rule deserves more bird torso. That's fair. It's not exactly where I want to be, but wanting doesn't matter when there's... But no, hopefully you guys are holding up all right. Hopefully you had a good weekend. I'm deep in the sauce in terms of like trying to get this piece done. So I have something done by the end of July. Because this also ended up taking me, all of May to even get this far. So my you know... Orange everything I've seen. Oh my god, why? Why are bird feet so weird? Because it ends up being like a lot like leaner. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I'm not like super in love with it, but it looks believably like a bird Peters, bird talons. In the pose, to be honest with you, I am relatively proud of how well I'm doing given how difficult these poses are. So again, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think it's time you practice feet. No. No. I mean, I'm gonna detail it later, but... We're all just searching for a sense of solidarity. Do birds... Hold on, I don't think birds have like weird, like I don't think they do like the reverse bend thing that's like the, you know, digitigrade pose. Let me... There we go. Perfect song. Never confident in a single word. This bird, expert in the absurd. Number one in life that has been deferred. It hurts this relentless introvert. This song's a banger. Welcome on Gigantic. What have you, sweet bean? Can you show for Giganta? But I can't help but cry so loudly. I slant devoutly. Tell me what about me is built so wrong. I'm so... My voice is definitely there. I don't know what's been going on. I feel like there's been like it's been an especially bad year for allergies here. So like it's definitely I've been needing to take allergy meds way more, and I think it's like even then it's still got my voice like way shot. One-ish week to go. Hell yeah! I'm excited to see you at AC. Feathers falling for a freak. A burned brain, baby. I don't think my head is coming off. Baby, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. So unsure before it's even heard. Never. Welcome on Ocean. Where are you, sweet bean? I need. Luckily, like, okay, so like I always try to check. I checked last night. I usually try to check a little bit earlier for conventions, which events I want to go to. I actually have like a relatively agreeable schedule this time. Because usually it'll be like everything is like it's like event like 2-hour break, event 2-hour break, event 2-hour break. This time like everything I want to go to is like back to back in the same area, so like it's going to be a lot less running around, and I'm excited about that. Because like I want to say the TF meet and greet is like right next to where the bird meet and greet is, and it happens literally like concurrently. So like I'll leave the bird meet and greet and then go to the TF one immediately. It's like it's really nice when that happens. Hulk Hogan the furry, thank you for the follow. Welcome to live chat. Hello, you sweet bean. Oh, you're gonna be busy like a girl boss? I mean, not as busy as average, because like I said, usually it ends up being it's like, oh, it'll be like the TF meet and greet is like 2 p.m. and then the bird meet and greet will be at like 5, and then the whatever other event I want to go to is at like 8, and then it's like, well, these 2-hour chunks are just fucking annoying because it's not like I have anything really to do in that downtime. So like I could go to a friend's place, but like I would need to actively like find a friend who isn't in the middle of doing something. And like, it'd be like, hey, you want to hang out? And then, I'm sure friends would be down to do that more. But like that is also like one of those things where I'm like, it's kind of nerve-wracking. Not even a time for a pumpkin spice latte. Okay, so context for like me at furry conventions. For the last 3 furry conventions I've been to, I have gotten like injuries from how much I've walked around. They've like taken like weeks to heal after the convention. That is how busy I usually am during conventions, and I'm really, really excited because like, to be honest with you, I'm saying, you know what, fuck it. I know I'm not gonna be able to do everything this time, so I'm just gonna do the stuff that like is available that makes me happy. You think that I should stop? I just side questing the gaps. Can't be helped, it's just a matter of when. Oh, hold up, I set it to repeat. Oh, there we go. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the song that's actually supposed to come after this one. That doesn't seem right. Welcome on in, Rev. Glad to have you, sweet bean. I have made immense progress. We are now officially at 2 people with their rough sketches done. I need to hold on a moment. Let me check real quick to make sure that the cleavage size here is oh goddamn, never mind. We'll figure that out we'll figure out when the refining is done. You turned off song requests? I didn't turn them off. It just people weren't putting songs in, so it kind of slipped my mind. Here, let me put them on then. But no, so we got 2 people done, and now I'm working on myself, and this might be the most dejected pose I've ever drawn. All right, there we go. Which I dejected, but like that's the intent, so it's a good thing. Starkey flaw. So events I want to do are sparse. That's time for me to do stuff like go up and down a 19th floor hotel to find secrets. I did find secrets. Because this is honestly my pose as I'm working on this right now, is just like pain, pain, suffering. I haven't even started the fucking hand yet. Wait. That's fine. Oh, think of the stretch reminder. Already checked this what available at the shops. Oh, I should probably look to see who else is going to be there at the dealer den. You know, it's maybe that would save me a sizable amount of time for future conventions, is to like know it kind of going to the dealer's den what I want to check out, instead of just being like, I wonder what's at the dealer's den, and then I go and I you do an AC. I am very excited. You can hear it in my voice. This is my excited voice. This is the voice I use when I am excited. Ignore me. I'm just being a goobus. Goobus. Doesn't that kind of rob you of the surprise of discovering organically? I mean, yes, but also like it is. The thing is, it's like, you know, I surprise is not like, you know, it's not the thing I'm going to the convention for, and like, you know, I kind of need to. I'm not like optimizing, like I'm not like, you know, like, oh, break out the spreadsheets, optimize the fun out of the thing. It's more just like I do acknowledge that at conventions I do end up getting very, very busy. So like, you know, it's worth my time to like actually sit down and figure out like, okay, what is worth my time? What can I get working alongside each other? I'm still peeved I missed Nefault at I'm assuming that I assume that it's Nefault because he's French. He speaks French. At Confuzzled, he texted me back after I left because he didn't have his phone on the con floor. That's understandable. That is stinky though. I think more than half of it is silent. Oh, it's I think it's Nigo. Okay. That makes sense actually. Again, I don't know if I know he speaks French. But I don't know if he is French, but also the French love just throwing extra shit in there they don't need. It makes learning French unironically extremely difficult. I wish they would fix that. He is Frenchy. Why there's so many like extremely like, I guess to be fair, it's like, you know, there's like there's amazing artists everywhere, but I'm like, I feel like every artist I like discover online who's like super like, you know, who's like super, it's like they're either somewhere in South America, so like somewhere in South or Central America, French, or fuck, what's the other one? Filipino. They're a Pinoy. I feel like that ends up being like a substantial number of the furry like artists in the furry sphere is like South American. It's like South American, Pinoy, or French. Because I know, to be fair, DA is French Canadian, but like also there's Alien Symbol is French. I now know that Nigo is French. I'm there we go. Wolfang is a Pinoy. I don't know what it is. It's kind of wild. There's like a decent number of American artists as well, but like I do feel like we're kind of, I'm not gonna say in the minority, because I'm sure like in absolute numbers that's not the case. But like I to some degree it does feel like you know, Asian here. You got Sweet Machi representing the UK. I'm trying to think of like UK artists I know, and a lot of them, a lot of the artists I know there in the UK are like they have the tune, they're like tunier style, and they tend to be more kink oriented. Every Brazilian furry artist find feels like an absolute surprise. Oh shit, there's so fucking many of those. There's so many Brazilian furry artists. Brazil at least has the deal of our money having very good conversion rates. I think that's probably a big reason for why why there's like, you know, maybe I don't want to say like, you know, outsized, but like there's like additional motivation for Central and South American furries to really get into art, is because like you can get American clients, and Americans are much more willing to, like, you know, what would be a normal amount to us would be like an ungodly amount for people in like Chile. I remember because I was talking with Dr. Hawk, because he's coming up to AC, and I was like, do not be surprised when the convention food is like $16 US, because like that is the starting point for con food. And he was like, oh my god, that's like $62 over here, and I'm like, yeah, that checks out. $16 US, that's like a restaurant meal. Well, you have to remember, because it is, so it's convention food, so it's convention food is it's a premium. $16 for what food? What is that expensive? Whatever they have on offer in the like convention building. So like it is, even by American standards, $16 for like a bowl of mac and cheese, which is what you're probably getting at a convention. That's ridiculous. But it is ridiculous within the understanding of like you can absolutely leave the building and go to some place to find it cheaper. But is it worth the like energy expenditure of going to like leave? That's why you always eat outside. Yeah. Like, if you are able to avoid it, do not get food in a convention center. Like that is where food is at its most expensive relative to the quality that you're getting. If you charge me that, I'm expecting a kilogram of mac and cheese. I paid that much. I wasn't, you know, I'm not proud of it. I think the worst deal I ever paid was like the worst I ever experienced was like it was like $12 for basically like a single cheeseburger at MFF, and I was not happy about it. But I was like, I'm starving, like actually like on the like starting to get severe shakes and like bodily responses from like a lack of fuel to maintain the level of shit that I was doing. And I was like, you know what, $12 for a cheeseburger is a lot less than a fucking, you know, taking the ambulance to go to the hospital for a saline drip. You gotta do the math sometimes and realize, oh, well, it's not worth it, but it's better than the alternative. I haven't passed out at a convention yet, so you know. So, quick math, $800 is enough to live comfortably in Brazil, and my rent just recently spiked over that. In Brazil, you can leave the convention and buy a cochina, and for $1 and a bottle of water for 40 cents. I'm converting 5 real for $1 here. Is it real? Real? But yeah, no. So I'm very much like, if anyone visits the United States from outside, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, the prices here are going to be extreme compared to what you're used to. If you need help covering stuff, I will, you know, for mostly for friends. So, like, you know, real, singular, rie, plural. My rent being so cheap because it's split 4 ways and my landlord isn't out to profit. Wait, hold up. You're saying you're... Oh, are you saying that it's 800 and that each of you are paying 200 for a total of 800? Reais. Reais. I'm fucking this up. You can tell me I'm fucking this up because I'm fucking this up. You are? Excellent. Me rage baiting my Brazilian fan base. Brazilian viewers.
OMG 48 months with the
Big Brand Laird, thank you for the term subscription for 4 friggin' years. Enjoy your emotes, you sweet bean. God, that's wild to think that I've been doing this long. It's $800 as opposed to $1,500. Yeah, that definitely seems like that's you know, quite a substantial deal you're receiving. I'm currently my monthly rent is $12.25 a month. I probably should find a roommate. But also, like, I'm planning on moving out soon, like within the next year, so you know, that to some degree is going to take care of itself. So the gunner made a fucking Arcanites rip. This is Maroon. If you is this maps? And I'll find the map that leads to you. To me. So I'm finding the map that leads to you. The map that leads to you. Ain't nothing I can do. The map that leads to you. Following to you. The map that leads to you. Ain't nothing I can do. The map that leads to you. Following. I'll say it. I think Maroon 5... Are their songs great? No. Are they catchy? Absolutely. Like, I think Maroon 5 kind of got, like, way more hate than they deserved during the peak of their, you know, their representation. If you want to move someone in for, like, a year, do not try to leave early from a good arrangement. My last housemate totally borked himself and was forced to jump ship because of Mr. Weed. Where do you plan to move, anyways? Also, welcome on a fine point. Glad to be Sweet Bean. Current plan is somewhere in Michigan. So, like, you know, not necessarily... To some degrees, it's like, I think I would still want to move to, like, Canada or somewhere. Just, like, somewhere, like, more stable. Because, you know, things here are very unstable. Leads to you. The map that leads to you. Ain't nothing I can do. The map that leads to you. Following to you. The map that leads to you. Ain't nothing I can do. The map that leads to you. Following. Because I need to visit in Michigan. I wonder if Canada is still trying to fill out the zones out of the big cities. I mean, probably. There we go. I think there's something to be said about the fact that, like, I can eventually get the correct shapes by just thinking about them and, like, guessing and checking. That leads to you. Following to you. The map that leads to you. Ain't nothing I can do. Can you rate the concept of ranch toast out of 10? 0. Okay. Invisible to all. I thought the Midwest loves ranch. Yes, but the Midwest loves ranch, but like it's not, you know, despite popular belief, we aren't fucking like weird cryptid creatures like, powered by fucking ranch. I recognize ranch's utility, and it is primarily as like a sauce. If you're putting fucking ranch on toast, what the fuck? Like, what's the point? It was supposed to be used with vegetables. Okay, the rough shapes are done. Midlanders would put Old Bay on eye drops, so I can't relate. That's because like I don't understand that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand people who like, you know, any location where like a spice or sauce is like a considerable part of the identity of people who live there. Like specifically like a single, like, you know, it's like Cajun food. Like I understand it's Cajun food. Cause like, you know, you're in, you know, you're in the South. So like, you know, Cajun food is a significant part of the identity because it's, you know, it's just good food. It's the best food on offer in the like area. So like I can understand that, but it's like why are you making an entire seasoning your entire like flavor palette? What if I said honey mustard is better than ranch? You're allowed to have opinions. I think I prefer ranch personally, but I can definitely understand how you would like, you know, honey mustard it's got its own appeal. The big thing is like I struggle with honey as a flavor profile thing. Or it's not honey. I struggle with mustard. Mustard ends up being like extremely overpowering in my experience. I think with a save reminder. I redeem hydrate, but Twitch is borked. I mean, the reminder hydrate is, you know, that the reason that the redeem is there is to remind me. Honey mustard on rice is a nice mild flavor, not gonna lie. No, the thing is, I'm very like, I've got a keen taste sense for mustard. Like it's very like I can detect it in very minute quantities. To the point where like it so easily overpowers everything else in like the area. It's kind of like as time goes on and like my taste buds die from old age, like, you know, it is becoming something that I'm able to handle more easily, but I was sure $7 for 500 bits after closing a Anthro stream. Just Twitch things, man. Like minutes after the credit is like, we don't do refunds. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's like, oh, you know, all purchases are final. I mean, did you have the 500 in your account? Like, what was the, you know? Like, was it trying to buy new ones even though you had some to spend? They brought new ones that sit untouched. That is very weird. Not even a Google purchase confirmation. Quality product. Small, it's a, you see, it's under, you have to understand, it's a small independent company. You know, Twitch.tv backed by, you know, smaller independent or company, Amazon. $7 is the mobile price, right? That sounds about right. For it also sounds about, it sounds right for the desktop as well. Okay, so that's the brow line. I might bow it out a little bit, but you're not going to end up seeing my eyes. Actually, to be fair, it because this, it would need to kind of like follow this, wouldn't it? If I'm making the brow line like this. I believe it's $7 for both. Yeah, okay, that would check out. Burp? You. Welcome on, Big Magician. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. It me. I'm currently drawing myself, experiencing the joys of art. He's experiencing the joys of creation. It's like giving birth. It fucking feels like it sometimes. Starky's birth thing. Don't say it like that. I'll send you to the fucking shadow realm. The joy of creation mean like FNARF? It's a fucking FNAF book subtitle, isn't it? It's a D cup, don't worry about it. I mean, listen, I'm a vaguely aware. I know you love the franchise. I'm vaguely aware enough about FNAF lore to know that it gets weirdly Pizzagate-y, which means that it gets weirdly blood libel-y, i.e., the anti-Semitic belief that the Jews are coming for your children to extract something from them by torturing them and then killing them. So, like, you know, do with that information what you will. I mean, Scott is a very Christian man. I can tell through the game subtext alone. I need this turned into a Starky now. Dun 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 dun. I love the rat dance. Wait, is this the original video? Is this the origin video of this meme? Because, like, I've heard it's an MV he made. Okay, so it's not the origin. Because I know the dancing rat, like, the dancing rat, like, meme is, like, a deeply associated with this song. There's no Starky's little train guy is missing. I feel like I removed the train guy from being here, like, at least like a year ago. It's been a while. He had the song, so he made an MV. It's the OG channel. Okay. I just realized your shirt is back on. What a downgrade. Wow. Dun 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 dun. Banana na na na. Banana na na na. Banana na na na. Sorry for keeping it real. Okay, wow. I see how it is. Oh my god, that's where they're the actual rat. Hold up, I'm watching this music video and I now understand it. Hold up, because I'm like, I've only ever seen the derivative memes of this. So it's this cute little animation of, like, you know, a simplified cat and rat and they're dance offing, and then the realistic rat breaks down the goddamn door and starts schmoving. I now understand the origin of this. I was lacking the context for so long. Oh yes, I love the dancing memes. I need to learn how to do that. I need to learn how to do basic meme dances. Oh, Shiana, what the fuck? Not the X-Files theme cupcake remixed. The Sex Files? Go, 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 go. I've been taking house dance. It's super fun. I have absolutely zero understanding of how to not dance in a way that doesn't make me look incredibly fucking Caucasian. Dancing is the one thing I can't understand. I struggle so hard with it. Look, white people gotta represent somewhere. You just look like a goof starting out, but I'm trying over here. Starky does not have enough melanin to dance. I beat the allegations on basically everything else that Caucasian people can't do. I eat spicy food. I actually have a sense of rhythm because I play rhythm games. I just can't fucking dance. It's like that's the one thing I like. I just have I have nothing for. You know, I'm reading. Kasai, I just like this song. I was looking at it. I'm like, I'm judging you, Kasai. But also, I'm surprised that you're the one who put it in and not Kronos. At least I assume Kronos is in hip now. Shouldn't let me hit you with some house then? I actually like low-key love house music. Welcome on in, Big O. Good idea, Sweet Pink. Gonna show for Big O Lux, right? Think of the 3-stream streak. It's totally not because of the hypno, I just like the sound. Okay, this is a banger. House is great, very trance-like. It's honestly been a spiritual experience for me, which is rare as fuck. Jake means... And dance some more. It's Song Quest KK Hypno, which I also like the sound of. You're never beating the allegations. I hope you're aware of that. And like, you know, I recognize that there's some stuff I'm never beating the allegations on. But like, at least I'm aware of that fact. Starky REA, welcome on in, Calzone. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Calzone, help. I did this to myself. I'm not done with the rough sketches yet. I'm not done with the roughs. I've been working on this for like 2 months. You're shit for Calzoners. How you doing, you Sweet Bean? Well, the roughs are almost done, though. I just gotta, like, I gotta complete myself, and I got the hand, and then I gotta, you know... Yeah, that's like, this hand... myself, and then the roughs are done, and I can do a refined sketch, and I will stop there because Jesus fucking Christ. This is my mind, like the 3 ways that people do art. It's like locked in, having a great time, fucking suffering. Literally me before every stream. just in the corner, silently sobbing to myself. It's like they're Why? Why? Why am I a hack? Why didn't I sketch this sooner? Basically... Yeah, I know. I wonder if it was walking around with a sketchbook to draw trees is a good idea or a miserable one. I mean, any amount of drawing is better than none. Like, even just, like, because, like, the big thing is, like, just developing, like, the neural pathways. It's like, events, like, you know, no matter how bad your art is, as long as you're activating those neural pathways, you will eventually, like, you know... You'll eventually oops your way into, like, an artistic style that, like, is appealing. Also, we're about to run our second set of 3-minute ads. We're going to say we had to turn off pre-rolls. People do the ads as soon as I join the stream. So if you to go grab a snack or as hydration, we'll be here when you come back. Yeah, I'm having a great. I think it's a sign that the pose is really good because every time I zoom out and look at it again, it makes me laugh. And I think that's a sign that like I actually kind of nailed the like. It's giving. I won't lie. The pose is unintentionally giving cookies. But I think that makes it even funnier. Or these days you just lock the fuck in, and maybe today or maybe months, but it just happens. I'm hoping one day that I'll turn around and be like, holy shit, my art style is fucking cracked. I'm just kidding. Our little Quasimodo. I know that will never happen. Every single artist I talk to is like, yeah, no, the feeling like all of your art is awful never goes away. Starky Shush Art is great. I am happy with some of the pieces that I make, and I think that that's as good as it's gonna get for basically perpetuity. And I think that that's okay. Like, as time goes on, the pieces that I think I did a good job on will change. You kind of learn to live with it and appreciate things over time. Exactly. Took me a while to like my art. I mean, which is wild to me because it's like whenever I look at artists, like Calzone, your style is absolutely amazing. Like I adore the massive men that you draw. So it's wild to me whenever someone's like, yeah, no, I hate the things that I draw, and it's like I'm over here like I can't even begin to imagine how you approach and make something like this. So have you seen my paper crafts? I don't think I have. I don't know how to show you. To be fair, most people most people like them. I mean, if you're in the Discord, there's like a share your art channel. No Discord. Oh, sorry. It's lab chat. Refs support and determination and not suck go a long way for me. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. The reason I don't use Discord because I don't want the bots to find their way in. We don't get many bots, but when we do, I do immediately eat them. Ref support and determination not. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the advice I almost always give for the advice I almost always give to new artists, because like I've been doing this for 2 hours or 2 years. I've been doing this for 2 whole hours now. I've been doing this for 2 years. So like some people do weirdly come to me for advice, and like that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right ever. But like, my usual advice is like the best thing you could do as an artist is just be really, really resilient to frustration. I don't mind researching on my own. Mind you, I just would rather talk to AI than read an article full of misleading health voodoo nonsense. I mean, you could just. I mean, to be fair, I know that it's like, oh, why don't you just read a peer review? Like that's because that's going to be like technically dense and maybe not necessarily applicable. I don't trust the AI summaries. Is going to be like my advice though.
Hi.
Welcome on, Rich. Good have you, Sweet Bean.
Hi. Hi.
I'm drawing myself. I'm drawing myself in utter despair. This is me after every Danganronpa 2 stream we do. Also, learning to be okay with minor mistakes and imperfections helps you see your work in a new light and appreciate. That's the thing. It's like learning art has helped me actually like appreciate beginner art more, because it's like the imperfections, like the stuff that like, you know, it like is, you know, like the anatomy issues, the like, you know, the rendering issues, all that stuff ends up being like way more, you know, it kind of takes on this like new color, like this new structure of like, it's cool to see someone learning and improve their craft as time goes on. Is this you after you realize Nagito comes back to life? This will, if this is, if Nagito comes back to life, this is gonna be me, except with one of very important addition. This is not even remotely proportional, but do you get the idea? fucking I hate Nagito so much. I want that twink in the twink shredder. Banished to twink shredder. But yeah, no, as time has gone on, I have definitely improved. And it's not necessarily always super obvious for me to see. But like there are like it's one of those things where it's like another thing I always tell people is like, even if it sucks, keep your old stuff. Because like being able to go back to like, let's say June 2025. Nope, I don't have anything for there. July 2025. So this is almost a year ago now. Oh my god. Yeah, a substantial, I was still doing the fucking cleft lip thing. I was still doing the cleft lip thing even a year ago. Oh my god. The pecs are too square. It's like I'm looking at this now and I'm like, oh my god, why? What the fuck? I think even at the time I knew it was like this one I'm gonna look back on and like struggle with. You know, the face is asymmetrical because it's looking forward, but like, you know, you got the thing here. This tooth is longer than this one. You know, the goggles are just straight up incorrect. The ears don't look like, you know, their ears. The hand is at least pretty decent. I'm relatively happy with the hand, even if I think the thumb is probably in the incorrect location. SpongeBob SquarePec. The shoulders are wrong, the arms are wrong. The buttons here are wrong. This hand is too small compared to this hand. And then I look over here and I'm like, oh, holy shit, I have grown as an artist. You know, and it sucks because it is so much of just doing the same thing over and over again and like feeling like you're fucking it up, but each time you're fucking it up a little bit less. Also, again, like what the fuck am I doing here? I'm looking at this and I'm like, this. I imagine like if I described this as a prompt to a lot of artists, they'd probably be like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. That sounds like a ton of work. But I'm over here fucking flip the canvas. Yeah, flip the canvas is my best advice. Which I didn't even do for the entirety of like, you know, notably I didn't do it for the entirety of. I'm sorry. Sometimes the spirits just take me. You don't get to my level of Mayo. Shut the fuck up. I have no bands for anywhere worth returning to. But no, I am happy with how things are going, even if because like the entirety of like the last couple of art streams has just been me screaming at myself because I know the art is wrong, but I also know that like you know, I'm like, it's such a pain in the ass to go back and fix. You with the canvas, basically. Here's the thing, it's like it's because the entire point of that exercise is for me to like you know, like the entire point of that exercise is basically to you know, recognize that like, oh, you know, like here's the part of the canvas that aren't symmetrical. I'll figure it out when I refine it. You've certainly improved since that prior piece. I'm glad you kept it. It's important to see. Yeah, it's because like this is a year old now. A little bit like 11 months. So like, you know, because unfortunately I didn't actually save a piece for July. What was I working on in May? Oh, it was these two. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have improved substantially. I need to go back and give these two another redesign. After this piece, I'm doing a personal piece because I want to work on I'm like I don't think I can pull it up right now because I can't say for certain if any like I grabbed a lot of references for it and I'm not sure all of them are Twitch safe. Cirque is currently an artist I'd commission given the chance. Is he gonna have a thing for big men's? Hey, you know, big men's cute. I'd love to see the redo Sailor Snake. I think that's the prompt was. Hold up, do I still have that? It definitely would have been in the early weeks. Madoka the Magic. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're trying to make your more complicated to experiment with clothing designs? All right, that happened. I mean, listen. I kind of actually I almost want to like do like a redesign of this and like see how far I've come in 2.5 years, because this was like week 4 of like not doing any art, and then like I didn't even have fucking like I didn't have the drivers. I think this was your personal tutor. I didn't have the fucking drivers set up for my pad, so this was done without stabilization or like pressure sensitivity. This was bad. This was bad. I think started to be able to draw a Crabo yet. Probably top complicated. MS Paint Snake. I love it. Oh my god, and the fucking the bow that's just this bow but upside down. Oh my god. But yeah, no, like if you ever start an art, as painful as it is, because I know it fucking sucks. It sucks to sit down and be like, well, I have to save this. Going back and looking at that now that I've developed a ton as an artist, is actually such a godsend, because it helps me realize how far I have come as an artist. It's like one of the top motivators is to be like, okay, I made it from MS Paint Snake to actually like understanding anatomy, like, you know, anatomy, like rough muscle posing, all this stuff. You know, it's like this is a ton of development. If I can make it from there to here, I can keep going. Oh, come on, meaty. Go ahead, you sweet bean. It's important to measure how far you've come. And I think that's the thing with art. Like it's so easy to like lose track of like what you're doing and to like start comparing yourself against other artists. But like the only person it's ever fair to compare yourself to is yourself from like how you used to be. Absolutely, I've always had that compared to others when it came to art, and I try to see it what I can learn from their art. That's the thing is like you can learn from other people's art, absolutely, but you have to recognize that like their art journey is a lot different than yours, and that like it's like you absolutely like learn and try your best to understand like where if there's an art style you like, then take from it what you can, take the thinking of it, but also recognize that like there is an amount of it's like what they have created and their experience is not a reflection, like them being good at art is not a reflection on you being bad. A lot of times it's just fundamentally it's like you are comparing yourself to someone who almost certainly has more experience or who is like more focused on specific things.
Wretch, we're wretch, we're the wretch.
You hear about a restaurant, it's run by the Fae, one person says it's perfectly safe to buy food there. It's nice, they have complimentary nachos, the food is otherworldly, and they ask for you to put your name down on the check.
Not this time. Well, to be fair, because the archetypical like visited by the Fae like line is like they will ask, "Can I have your name?" And for them, they mean that literally. If your name, if they're requesting that my name be put down on the check, I mean, I would be like, it's like it would be like, "Can I have your signature?" versus like, "Please sign so that way we can complete this transaction." At what point are you cooked? At the point where you're interacting with the fucking Fae. You were cooked the instant you entered that fucking restaurant. Did you notice the implications of free nachos? Are you implying that Mexican restaurants are ran by fake creatures because of the Japanese man who lost his mind when he discovered that free chips and salsa are a thing here in the States? It's implying that the Fae offers you a free sample. It's a trap. This sounds so familiar. Are you a big magician? You should be good to go on the server. Artists taught me that life is too short. Live a little, go dance, go sculpt, go write. Exactly. I think art is like one of the few things that like, because like in my mind, art's like, there's like, oh, it's like perpetual is like, what is art? In my mind, art is intention. Art is a conversation. If you ask me, like, it's like, oh, like I've created an art piece, but I've stored it away where no one, not even myself, can see it, and eventually it will wither and dissolve and be destroyed. In my mind, that's not art, because the conversation isn't happening. There's no one there who can appreciate the thing that you're trying to say. Although you've created something of a meta art piece, where like the art you've created has become this like a meta conversation about the nature of what art is. Which is kind of why, like, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of like Jackson Pollock, because in my mind, I look at his pieces and I'm like, there is no intentionality here. There is nothing that is happening here that is indicative of like, you know, higher thought being put into like where the splotches are being placed. And like, you know, that a lot of people would disagree with that.
Do you like this?
Although notably, it does mean that I kind of agree that the comedian is a very, very key piece of art in the modern day and age. For the comedian being the name of the banana that was taped to a wall. Kate posted 2 of my works. These are really good. Oh my god. Is there a way to check the song? This is Hypno KK. I think there's also, it's like current song, exclamation mark current song. These are really, really good. I love the texture. Thank you, I'm very meticulous and detail oriented. And like, this is like, cause like this is very, this is a very different style of, you know, like, with like, because I'm very much like traditional like 2D art. I love how you have like the shapes for the 3 legendary birds here. You know, like, you know, they're immediately recognizable even if they are simplified. Like the front facing Zapdos, where like I feel like alone this wouldn't read as Zapdos, but because of the context around it, it's super clear that it's Zapdos. I love that. You know, it's using the composition of the thing that you're building to your benefit. And of course, this is, you know, this is great. Those 3 legendary bird placards were inspired by something, but I had forgotten. My ex found the inspirations from an first anime episode. They had stone inscriptions. It might be from the Lugia movie. And then, yeah, this is super cute. Okay, I like the hands. I think I want to squash them a little bit. I've inspired several others to go do art themselves. It's a good feeling. There are people who are like, I'm doing art alongside you, and it's a very, very good feeling. I think of the save reminder. Like whenever someone's like, yeah, no, I love the art streams because it motivates me to do art alongside you. It's like stuff like that is like such a genuine compliment. Destroy AI, everyone make art, life is too short. I think that's the thing. It's like, I would love to, I feel like everyone's got at least like one story, one piece in them that like they can share that would make an impact on everyone else. But I feel like the current nature of the world is very much like very few people get the chance to express that aspect of themselves. It says me a capitalism done to Cleverbot. What was Cleverbot again? That rings a bell. Capitalism does not want art; it wants boss to be wage slaves. Capitalism. I'm gonna say a sentence that is going to be very. It was the first AI chatbot, or maybe not the first, but early on. I'm gonna use you know, because so there was a video I was watching about how you know, the nature of the AI advent is very much like the like it basically uses Airbud as like an example of like what it looks like when expert presence has died within an environment, where like there's no rule against a dog playing basketball because it should be self-evident that a dog is not going to be able to play basketball to the same level as a properly taught and, you know, capable adult. And like that's very much where AI has become, where it's like we live in a world where there is no welcome on, Raiders. Those who don't know, StarkyMorph big chaos growing internet. Variety stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly we play indie games for the last 2.5 years. We learn smart, so if you'd like to see that, feel free to stick around. Currently, I'm working on a gift piece for myself and two friends who also are to start about the same time. Jen, welcome on in. So yeah, myself, and then this is Dr. Wolfwalker and Fox Thief Brand, and the both of us started art about 2.5 years ago. So Starky's talking about AI by means of Airbud. And yeah, I was talking about so the idea is like, you know, we live in a world where like expert opinion and expert presence isn't appreciated anymore, because like, you know, the example that like the video I watched use is like, oh, you know, there's no rule against dogs playing basketball because it should be self-evident that a dog playing basketball is not going to perform up to the quality of a professional basketball player. You know, and how like that's something of like a cultural, you know, indictment of the nature of people using LLMs. But no, hopefully art was good for you. If you by chance have anything to share, I would love to snag an art tax from you. I just realized one of your streamer tags is size trash. I like macro and micro. What do you want from me? Macro and micro is neat. Nothing finished, sadly, but I can get something recent if that's okay. Go for it. Mostly I just want to show off your art to the people who are hanging out here. No hate, just maybe giggle. We love the honesty in this house. But you know, so I'm currently drawing what in my mind is the three like the three means of doing art: locked in, kind of vibing, suffering. I bring it for the recent art piece. Holy shit, this is awesome. This is really, really good. What a mood, though. Yeah, it's like, I feel like this is like every artist's experience with art. It's like, this is really good, though. I love the like use of the like the lighting and kind of the diffuse like noise on the fingers to like almost have that like camera lens effect where like when something's so bright it like makes everything around it look blurred. It's so good. But you know, if you want to see more of this art, go give Miguel a follow. As the hair, the lighting's great. I need to probably look at hair more. It's a thousand things. It reminds me of Tickle of Zetterburn. There's 1,000 things in terms of art that I need to like practice and improve at. But also, like, you know, every artist I've talked to is like, yeah, that never goes away. The recognition that you still have so much to learn never goes away. You know, I'm currently I'm doing the rough sketches. I can't imagine I'm going to have the sanity remaining to do anything beyond like a refined sketch for now. I might come back to this in the future, but as it stands right now, this is this is a substantial amount of effort that my brain is just not ready for. We're always learning, which means our power level is ever going. Yeah, even the moments where like I'll work on a piece and I'll be like, I feel like this is a step back from the piece that I just made, and I have to remind myself, I'm like, A, that happens, but also B, like, you know, just because the current piece isn't working out doesn't mean that the old piece went anywhere. The current piece is probably not working out so well because I'm trying something different. I'm always this. So part of the reason why this has been a nightmare for me is because I am always, I try my hardest to avoid using the same pose over and over again. By the way, who decided to name the funky album Milky Daddy? A freak. Affectionate. You know, this is, so like I try my best to avoid reusing any pose that I've ever drawn. Because in that way, it's like I'm forcing myself to engage with these characters not as like stock positions, but as like how they would exist in the space around them. Which does lead to really funny poses. I actually think that this is like one of I don't think it's the most impressive pose I've ever done, but every time I looked at it, I'll be working on a thing and I'll zoom out and I'll see the pose again and it just makes me fucking laugh, which I think is a sign that I've done something right. it's just such an authentic, like, oh god.
Wretch, wretch, we're the wretch.
You wouldn't
What's up,
like
Chris?
my paper jokes. Everyone tells me the humor cuts too thin.
I won't lie, I won't lie, while I was zoomed in, I thought it was a moth. That's fair. Burb, welcome on, Brib, welcome on in, Eric James. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Mr. How you holding up? Good, you? I'm doing all right. Currently, you know, the slow brain, you know, devolving nightmare of the piece that I'm currently working on. But all things considered, I'm relatively happy with how it's turning out. Because, like, you know, if there's one thing I've learned from other artists is that you're never going to be happy with anything you make. Like you'll have moments where you're happy, but also like you'll never be able to stop noticing the mistakes. And so it's important for me to, you know, recognize when I actually do end up with something that I'm like relatively happy with. That, like, you know, I find parts of the arts I'm proud of. I'm always in pieces where I'm happy with. I think that's the thing. It's like I use the comparison between fighting games and like I use the comparison between fighting games and art a lot because both are like basically learning experiences and learning. But like I actually, you know, the idea of like finding something, and every single piece there'll be something that you look at and you're like, you know what? The rest of this piece, complete disaster. This one thing, though, I'm relatively happy with how it turned out. Are they mixing the freaking Hallelujah chorus? I wonder if Hallelujah might be the most sampled piece of audio. I wonder what the most sampled piece of audio is. I'm sure it's probably like not like, you know, it's probably one of those things where it's like there probably is like an answer that we already know. It's for a CD shop in Persona 2 called Giga Macho. Oh, it's from... Some old hip-hop songs or swing songs probably got mixed a lot. After a while, the original inspiration got lost in the noise. I mean, the big thing is, like, the Hallelujah chorus absolutely, like, the thing is, it's almost certainly used in hip-hop a fuck ton, but also outside of hip-hop a fuck ton. Because it's just, it's like, it is one of those, like, sound bits that's, like, immediately is like, okay. Okay, must run to the store to acquire thing. Goodbye, Borb and Borb. For sure, thanks for Borb and Borb friends. For sure, thanks for stopping by, you sweet bean. Hopefully, the trip to the store goes smoothly for you. Okay. All right, cloth time. Back from making dinner. Welcome back. I'm currently figuring out cloth texture. Okay. We just have we have a couple stools to draw, which I think honestly, like, you know, is going to be relatively easy for here because there's not like a whole lot for me to, you know, represent. Go grab his tool photos for references. It's just squares. It's just cubes. I you know, I usually I'm like, okay, like, you know, it's probably smart, like, for me to you know, actually get art, you know, like, references before I do something. But also, this is one of those things that's like relatively elementary. Stools are not just cubes. What stools are you looking at? Well, specifically the one I'm going for, which is just like square on top of square. Here, let me make a new layer so that way I don't risk drawing over. Watch the size and perspective because becomes nonsensical because of your silliness. Well, that's why I'm doing this. Actually, fair. It would probably be even like even shorter than this. Fun fact, Sergey tried the keto diet for around a month and a half in 2021, but didn't see any results, so he quickly decided it was just a fad. To be fair, my brother actually was on keto for a while, and it genuinely did help, although, like, the you know, it is like, you need to make some substantial changes to what you can and can't eat for it to be, like, you know, as good as it, like, is. As it can be, and a lot of times, like, it's just unmaintainable for extended periods of times. Also, what is with this trend of you writing fan fiction about my life? I don't understand. Your chronicler, yeah, no sugar or carbs is not something feasible with how food is these days. Yeah, it turns out just about every fucking food has some amount of sugar and carbs in it, like to a point of actual, like, kind of absurdity. going, Cubas? Cubas, good day, sweet bean. Waving hellos to the Corvette man. How you holding up? I am currently drawing stools. Okay. The furniture, right? Yes. I'm not burying the lead on that. We are talking about the furniture. I will bury the lead on things for a lot as a funny haha joke, but I ain't trying to get banned off Twitch. And that I feel like drawing literal feces might get you there, unfortunately. If you zoom in enough, they can't see it, right? I think... There, we'll just add this here as kind of like a, suggestion. Okay, yeah, that lines up at least a little bit. This sounds like something out of Rat Coin. I love Rat Coin, but also it definitely has like an audio aesthetic to it. I actually don't think I think I like it parting more here. Okay. Who put this in here? Oceano, I swear to Christ. I'm sure someone out there has written down the fucking rhythm of this seal lion. You good? I mean, Buff Pup did Pop Mutt's Pragnar live on stream, and that was way too much. It was like way too much. I mean, to be fair, it's like that's like that. It is. There's like a kink. There's like a kink. Like event horizon. Where like when a kink becomes so specific, you can draw it on stream because no one's gonna assume it's sexual. It's the fucking what's the guy that got a bunch of commissions of like really problematic art, and then it turned out that he was like a super like racist asshole. The Wonder Bread guy. It's like the Wonder Bread guy absolutely could have gotten his commissions done live on stream because like no fucking moderator is gonna look at that and be like, oh, this is clearly sexual. Okay. I think the only major thing I have left to do is Bran's hand. And also the stool below Bran. Take care, y'all. Much love. For sure. Thanks for stopping by, Eighth Wolfham. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening. Can we talk about how Oceano put in Hit the Sea Lion, a rap involving a famous video of a sea lion, and then now is put in Tosca Act 2 Visidiate. It's really weird and interesting how anything can become sexual. It's the half-lidded effect. It's the classic example. Here, let me inflict it on Wolf, Dr. Wolfwalker. If you just, it's like normal art piece. You have layers. Yeah, but like normal art piece. Slut. Normal, horny. Normal. It probably gets like at least an M on like every it's like somehow this. It's like it's like I'm having a great time.
Spin.
I won't fuck that. It is really weird. Reminds me of a post. Hold on. Because it's also like a thing like that is universal across artists. Like I definitely have seen other artists talk about that effect and how fucking weird it is, but like it works. It just works. Okay. How the fuck am I going to draw this? I've left my hardest challenge for the end. Cause I also like definitely drew Bran like 3 times. I don't know if I can show this on Twitch. I'm leaning towards no, but that is really funny and does perfectly encapsulate it. Because like this is the first time I tried to draw Bran, and I'm like, this looks like ass. And then I think I erased the second drawing. Oh no, I didn't. So this is the second drawing I had to completely rework, and I tried for a third drawing, and like I was like, no, this also looks like ass, and so I was just like, fuck it, let's fix the second drawing. Sometimes art be like that. Sometimes art will hit you with the nene combo where it fucking steals your soul and places you in an art piece. Like it captures your face and puts you in a fucking like a picture like Luigi, like Mario in Luigi's Mansion. Art'll do it to you. Is this La Bañera? This is Carmen. Act 1, Air de Chouer, L'amour et un enfant de Bohème. It's the data. Yeah, this is Habanera. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't this song it's like this is like a well-known like opera song, but it's effectively about how the entire town is singing about how this one lady is like is so promiscuous. It is really funny that like in the context of like in the story itself, this song is beautiful, but it's also like really fucking horny. What is happening? So I think that's in the song itself. Yeah, the song itself has audio clipping. Yeah, the titular common. Die Zauberflot. Queen of the Night aria. We're getting some real shit tonight. Oceana's breaking out the German. What the fuck? You also know this one? Die Zauberflot, Queen of the Night aria. It doesn't I probably do, but I just don't know the name. That actually happens a lot. It's where like it like, you know, a song will be like well known, but it'd also be like very specifically, not by name, but when you hear it. Oh, I'm sure I'll immediately be like, oh, it's that song. I will say, it is only one lady, but like she also. I know for a fact that the opera singer who's singing like they're like it's almost certainly like the case where like they are actively like okay, yeah, okay, this is fucking making me crash out. We got like a minute left. Okay, we're skipping. Is it YouTube? It wouldn't surprise me if YouTube corrupted the sound with this fuck ass like. You know what it could be? It would be so fucking funny if it was YouTube fucking up the song because it was trying to do like the auto dub feature that nobody asked for and everyone hates. Hi Kusa! We're listening to Think of Dick from the Phantom of the Hopera because Oceano is haunted. I don't. I need to reconsider who I have on his mind. Can we share Kusa Light? Nice grippers. Oh yeah. I listen. It's for Bran. It's for Bran. I had to put effort into making sure that the grippers were high quality. I am relatively happy with how this pop turned out, though, all things considered. I need to reference fucking visual shit more often, because I'm like, this is relatively good, but then I also remind myself, like, thanks for shouting, no problem. How you doing, you sweet goob? I'm home from work. Hopefully it was a chill day. Oceano, why have you haunted my reality with Cupcake? I fucking hate that Imagine Dick made me laugh. The 8 hours disappeared, good thing. Honestly, I love when I can work and get into that flow state. It just happens so rarely at my work because like a lot of times it's stop and start. But like when I actually do get into that flow state and the time like disappears, it's so nice. She's all of us. Honestly, mood. Oh my god, the fucking cavalcade of Cupcake moans. Sexpiranti Santi. I never thought, because the first time I ever heard a Cupcake remix was from fucking was the Colleen Ballinger apology. I never thought that it would get this far. In a thousand years, I never would have guessed that we would have this Phantom of the Opera Cupcake remix. So when are we gonna get the Love Never Dies remix from her? The remix of the song about how they totally had sex that one time 10 years ago. When are we getting Cupcake Les Mis? Asking the real questions. Wait, is this the one that's the I Yep, it is. Is this the one that Beethoven wrote specifically to fuck with a singer that he didn't like? Because there was, I remember Beethoven, it was Mozart, that's right, it was Mozart. Actually gonna disable the queue. So the story of this goes that Mozart, there was a songstress who sang a lot of his songs, but he did not like her. And he noticed that she had a tendency to like move her head up when she was singing high notes and down when she was singing low notes. So he wrote a song where the singer had to go up and down as many times as possible because he wanted to see her head bop like a chicken. Mozart was a weird historical figure. Even more strange when you realize that he was just a cat boy. Mozart was technically history's first cat boy. All right, is my fucking... What is this hand pose? Oh God, merciful heaven. Oh, let me check real quick. Mozart chicken head bobbing song. Così fan tutti. Women Are Like That or The School for Lovers is an opera buffa in 2 acts by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So it's not this one. The first performance of Mozart's... Let's see. Let me look up the word... Let me control it for chicken. According to William Mann, Mozart disliked prima donna Adriana Ferrarese del Bene, de Ponte's arrogant mistress for whom the role of Fiordiligi had been created. Knowing her idiosyncratic tendency to drop her chin on low notes and throw her head back on high notes, Mozart filled her showpiece aria Como Scoglio with the constant leaps from low to high and high to low in order to make Federese's head bob like a chicken on stage. Okay, now I kind of need to hear Così fan tutti. Oh shit, did you put the previous song in the queue just to remind me that that song existed? Y'all afraid to moan during sex? Hold up a moment. Y'all afraid to moan during sex? I'm up in my guy's ear like... I'm up in my guy's ear like... I'm losing my mind. Okay, but if a man came into my ear and did this in the middle of the sex having, I would immediately transcend and fucking my body would detonate like a nuclear bomb, and there would be no survivors. All right, I think the queue is empty, so I think this is a good time to stop. But thank you for hanging out. I'll be honest with you. We have 2 minutes left. I'm not going to figure out the hand in that amount of time. But thank you for stopping by. For everyone who was chilling, vibing. Starky, is that when you finish? Yes. When I finish, I've been known to explode into like a nuclear detonation that kills everyone. You know, like you do. Let's see. Who else live? I see Dell live. Dell's playing Mecha Chameleon. Dupe is playing Peak. Radical Mario is playing Slay the Spire 2. I'm kind of like... Because, like, I never get the chance to rate Dell. So I'm kind of like, what if we rated Dell? Oh, hold up a moment. Let's rate Tooler. Tooler is back from... Like, he has been, you know... Giga... like he took a break to work on a VTuber, and then he came back like 4 years later. Which honestly, mood. I respect that. All right, double checking something real quick. Okay. Yeah, let's rate over to Tooler. Tooler's spectacular artist. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for hanging out here. Use my emotes or whose emotes you happen to have. Start the raid over to Tooler. If this is your first time here, I'm StarkyMorph, Big A Chaos Code Internet. Variety streamer live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly we play indie games. However, over the last 2.5 years, we've been learning some art. So if you'd like to see more of that, feel free to stick around. We also got the YouTube. I'd like to catch up on the VODs there. So you'd all be up to see the artistic progress and development. You know, as well as to catch up on the Danganronpa vibes, or the Danganronpa streams in preparation for tomorrow, where we will be continuing with the investigation of a very welcome victim. Not welcome in the fact that he welcomed death. I mean, he kind of did, but welcome in the fact that I'm glad he's dead. Yeah, you throw that twink into the shredder. I'm kidding. But no, we got YouTube, we got the Blue Sky. If you'd like to see the art that I make, or they get commissioned, general ramblings. I need to be better about reposting the art that I make get commissioned. That's one thing I need to be better about. We got a Discord link to pop in there, so Sweet Beans, see the correction of the Sweet Beans post. And of course, you know, if it does turn into a case of you know, Discord eating shit, we'll move over to Telegram. We also got a coffee sponsor. If you pick up some coffee from Dragon's Coffee, help support the channel, get 10% off, get yourself some nice quality coffee with discount code StarkyMorph. I love you guys to bits so much. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you go enjoy Super Tooler's spectacular, so good art. Did you just say yif? Yif? No. I might have said if. I don't know. It's fine. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow for Danganronpa. Bye!